instructions?
210 Dewey County, I'll be around.
My name is Sergeant San Miguel, and I will be narrating the events and courses that take place in this vehicle crash. Right now, a 911 call has come in, and it has reached the DeWitt County dispatcher, and the dispatcher is now dispatching emergency vehicles to the crash site.
6C 1100 in rest.
Emergency vehicles are going to be consisting of the Cuero Police Department, Cuero Fire Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, as well as the DeWitt County Sheriff's Office. All those agencies will be responding. Their objectives are to get here and make sure the scene is secure. First of all, they're going to assess casualties, and then they'll ask for additional resources if they're needed.
Oh my God.
203 to Will, I'm on scene.
No. Isabel.
203.
Samuel, please wake up. What have you done? You said you could drive.
I'm sorry.
Come our friend. Samuel, please wake up.
Wake up.
Isabel.
I don't know.
Wake up. Please wake up.
Isabel, get up. Isabel. You okay?
What have you done? I don't know.
So the officers are trying to assess casualties now and to see what kind of injuries they're looking at doing.
1100.
You also got to understand that the scene has to be secure. So if there's a road to stop vehicles, traffic control has to be done here, as well as the condition of the vehicles.
Go to the unit. Let's go to talk around.
What's going on?
215 is around. Okay, 215.
So the goal now is to try to assess the casualties, see which casualties need to be treated and what level of response they need for medical care.
Yes, sir.
Emily, are you okay? Jacob, is Emily okay?
Samuel, get up. Samuel. Sir, I don't remember how we just hit this vehicle. We're from his house. We were hanging out watching a game. Way earlier. I don't even know, like 4 o'clock. Yes, sir.
Alright, I'll pull my unit out.
Like 2 hours ago. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like 2 beers. Yes, sir. No, sir. That was my friend. Alright, yes, sir.
So as they're getting evaluated now, the Texas Department of Public Safety troopers that are investigating the crash are going to have to start identifying people. They're going to start identifying the drivers, identifying the passengers, trying to get driver's license information, vehicle information. They're going to try now to recreate the crash and try to do the investigation as well as treat the injured and go from there on what other kind of resources we're going to need.
Where's the driver? What's your name, son?
Connor.
Connor?
Yes, sir.
Connor what?
Alaska.
Okay, you mind stepping out for me?
Yes, sir.
Right there, sir.
It was nothing.
Nothing? Okay. All right. Okay. You okay?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to the front of my unit. You all right there?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me. Where you coming from?
We're coming from a friend's house. We were watching a football game.
You watching a football game?
Yes, sir.
Football game, where you watching?
Texans.
Texans?
Yeah.
Who won?
I don't remember. I went to the restroom when they finished.
Okay. Have you been drinking tonight?
Way earlier.
Way earlier?
Yes, sir.
What's way earlier?
Like 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago? Okay. Observe that Smirnoff bottle of vodka right beside your right leg. Want to talk to me about that?
That was from another night. That wasn't from today.
I smell it on your breath.
As you can see, as the medical personnel are treating the injured, Trooper Gray has determined and identified the driver of the vehicle which caused the crash and has conducted an interview on the roadside interview with the driver and determining whether or not he has been drinking and if he's intoxicated.
5 or 6 shots? What time did you start?
Like 3 or 4 hours ago.
All right. I'm going to conduct my standardized field sobriety test.
Okay.
All right. So what I want you to do, stand right here. I need you to put your arms down by your side. Face me, sir. I need you to put your arms down by your side. I need you to stay in that position, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any medical issues going on right now, sir?
No, sir.
Do you wear contacts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Put your feet together. All right. Stay in that position. Can you see the tip of my finger?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So Trooper Gray has determined that
What I
he's
want
got
you to
probable
do
cause to
is
believe
follow
that the
the tip
driver
of my finger.
has been drinking and may be intoxicated, so he's going to
With your eyes
conduct the standardized field sobriety test on the driver of the vehicle.
So follow.
As he's doing that,
See it?
the rest of the first responders are treating the injured. They have determined that one of the injured is significantly injured and needs to go to higher trauma care, so they requested air ambulance or a helicopter medevac to come out to the scene of the crash and transport one of the injured to a higher level of care. So we have a helicopter that is coming to treat that person. So at this time, the fire department's going to have to be setting up a landing zone for that helicopter. So that's going to be going on at the side, as well as the continuing of the medical care that's going on with the other first responders. Simultaneously, the other troopers are investigating the crash. They'll be taking several pictures, several hundred pictures probably at the end of the day, of both the vehicles, where the vehicles came to rest, the inside of the vehicle, any evidence that could be obtained from the vehicles, such as the beer cans and other kind of indicators of what could have contributed to the crash. All of these things are going on simultaneously by these agencies. Also, they have determined that a fatality has occurred already in one of the vehicles. So since there is a fatality, the Justice of the Peace is on the way to come and pronounce the death of that person that was died in the crash. So we also have the funeral home that will be around, the Justice of the Peace to come and do that. So other agencies and other departments are on the way to the scene as well.
Until I tell you to start, I want to tell you that once you do begin, do not stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So stay in that position. You're going to take a series of 9 heel-to-toe steps, counting aloud, keeping your arms down by your side, and it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on till you reach your ninth
During the
step.
standardized field sobriety test, Trooper Gray already has conducted the horizontal gaze to nystagmus. Now he is doing the walk and turn. Trooper Gray will demonstrate and talk the person that he's investigating here, the process to do that, and then he will allow him to do that on his own.
Do not start until I tell you to start. 9 heel-to-toe steps, counting aloud, arms down by your side. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
You may begin.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay? Alright. Put those feet back together. Arms down by your side. Stay in this position.
The last test on the standardized field sobriety test that Trooper Gray will be administering would be the one-leg stand.
You get to pick any leg that you choose, okay? So either leg of your choosing, you're gonna raise it 6 inches off the ground. You're gonna keep your foot parallel to the ground. You're gonna keep your arms down by your side. You're gonna stay looking at the toe that you have raised. All right? That's gonna look like this. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, and so on until I tell you to stop. Remember, keep your arms down by your side. Keep both legs straight. That you choose to raise 6 inches off the ground parallel. Once you start the test, do not stop until you're finished. Or until I tell you to stop, I'm sorry. You understand your instructions?
Yes, sir.
You may begin.
1 1,000.
Yeah.
2 1,000. 3 1,000. 4 1,000.
No, I'm not allergic
5
to
1,000. 6 1,000. 7 1,000. 8 1,000. 9 1,000. 10 1,000. 11 1,000. 12 1,000. 13 1,000. 14 1,000. 16 1,000. 17
All right, you may stop. All right. This time I'll tell you to turn around and be placed under arrest for driving while intoxicated. Turn around for me.
At this time, at the conclusion of the field sobriety test, Trooper Gray has determined the driver to be intoxicated and he is under arrest.
Yes, sir.
Since they've already determined that there's a fatality out of this crash, he's going to be arrested right now for intoxication manslaughter, pending the rest of the outcome of the crash.
Stay back, calm down.
Simultaneously, the troopers have been, if you've noticed, they've been spray painting around the vehicles and marking where these vehicles are at. That's going to be for a later investigation when we come back to do a scaled
You have the
diagram.
right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. Any statement you make may be used against you at your trial. Any oral or written statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you before or during any questioning. Peace officers or attorneys represent the state. If you choose to hire a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed by court to advise you before or during any questioning. You have the right to terminate this interview at any time. You're right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is double lock these handcuffs so they don't tighten up. I'm going to take this wrap.
Often at crashes, parents or friends arrive at the crash scene to want to talk to
I don't know if you heard this, sir.
and get along with their stuff, and that's not recommended. That's
But
something that we do
someone was
not
killed
allow.
during this
At this time when
crash.
he is under arrest, he's not going to be allowed to talk to anyone.
So,
He's going to be
and
booked
I'm
into
gonna
the process and taken to the
intoxication.
county jail.
Yeah, intoxication case, all right? All right.
At this time, you can notice that the air ambulance or the helicopter is arriving and will be landing to pick up one of the severely injured people that's going to be taken to the next higher level of care.
Take a seat.
During the fatal crash investigation, Texas Department of Public Safety takes thousands of pictures. All these pictures go into the fatal packet at the completion of the investigation, which captures everything that's involved in the crash, from the inside of the vehicle, the outside of the vehicle, surrounding area of the vehicle, and also all the occupants, much like what Sergeant Cantu is doing now with one of the people that was that's fatal. That was she died because of the crash. Most of the medical helicopters that come out to traffic crashes are equipped with a nurse, a trauma nurse, a paramedic, a navigation officer, and a pilot. So they come with very highly skilled medical staff that can support very critically injured people and to get them to the hospital much quicker than an ambulance on the road can. So it's very important in the investigation of the crash for the trooper that's investigating the crash to obtain the identification of all the people, what vehicle they were in, what seat position they were in, whether or not they were wearing their safety belt, and their status, where they're going, how they're being transported. All of those things are very critical in the crash investigation. As you can see, the medical professionals and the firefighters were very diligent and know what they're doing, very trained in assessing the casualties, getting them out as safely as they can, putting them on the right equipment, and getting them to the right medical facility to treat their injuries.
Really bad. It was on the door. It was Kid, please. My other shoulder and my neck hurts. I can't feel anything. On the right side. No. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so at this point, we know that there's 6 injured, 1 fatality. One of the seriously injured has been transported to San Antonio Medical Center in the air ambulance. For the fatality, we have the Justice of the Peace en route to come to do the death notification here, declare the death. Now, what happens after that is one of the most difficult things that law enforcement has to do. We're going to have to tell that young girl that her parents that she's been killed in a crash. That has still yet to happen. As soon as we get the death notification from the Justice of the Peace, then Officer Cruz will have to go to the family and notify them of their daughter's death. So the Justice of the Peace has arrived now, and what's going to happen, the judge will be briefed by the investigating trooper. The judge will be told what the contributing factors where the crash was, circumstances where the deceased was sitting, whether or not the deceased had the seatbelt on, all of these things. So the judge will take the totality of that and then declare the death. Also, the driver that was arrested by Trooper Gray is en route to the DeWitt County Jail, where he's going to be placed in the intoxicalizer room, going to be read the statutory warnings, and going to be offered a breath sample. And then after that, it's going to be booked into the county jail for intoxication manslaughter. Also, we just got word from the helicopter that just taken off, has radioed back to the dispatcher at the Cuero Sheriff's Office and has stated that the person that was in the helicopter has passed away as well. So now it is a 2-person fatality, and the driver that's arrested for the intoxication now has 2 charges of intoxication manslaughter. And now we're going to have to send another officer to the parents of that person to also tell them that that child will not have passed away in a vehicle crash. So after the judge has declared the death on the side of the road, we'll get the funeral home. The funeral home be en route now to get the deceased that died at the scene of the crash. Also, the troopers would have called back to dispatch to get the 2 next rotational wreckers to come out to the crash scene and secure the vehicles. The vehicles will be secured, and they will not be available for the owners to come out there until the investigation is complete, because there's several things that we'll still have to do as an investigation on these vehicles. So they will be secured, and they will not be able to anybody to go in there or touch anything in that vehicle until we're done with the investigation. At this time, the funeral home has arrived on the scene, and they're going to take custody of the person that was declared deceased at the scene. Because of the situation of the crash and what that we've known from the investigation, from the preliminary investigations done, since alcohol is a contributing factor as what's suspected, the judge is going to has requested a blood draw to just get the level of alcohol that was in the deceased body. So the Texas Department of Public Safety will still conduct and continue to conduct the investigation of the vehicles. We'll go through their notes about all the people and how they identified who they were, where they were sitting. The officer Cruz is going to be going to notify the families of the two that have deceased in the crash and do the notifications, which, like I stated earlier, was the hardest part of the job to do. So now the troopers are investigating and continue to do that until the wreckers get here. When the wreckers get here, they will secure the two vehicles and take them to the sheriff's office, where they will be held until the completion of the investigation.
Thank you to all the first responders who helped us today as well. Students, we will conclude this tomorrow with the mock funeral in the morning. As a principal and someone who's around young people all the time, this is not anything I help to do in real life, you know, and so this is where we want to make y'all aware. At this time, as opposed to going back to class, y'all are free to go to lunch. Juniors and seniors, you will need to be back at 1:05, please. Please be